Hello everyone and welcome to Jacko's Buddy Bottle Kits. This is a little video just to show you what you get in your kit and how easy it is to install it. So first off, we'll start with the kit. This is the main body. The main body is made of aluminium. It's been anodized, so it's quite hard. Inside we have a little push pin, which is the whole purpose, this adapter, so we can use a valve which is also in your kit if you ask for it. If not, it's a rapid valve, same as a normal rapid, with an M18 by 1.5 thread. Okay, well, so the idea is that push pin pushes open that valve, lets air in. When you unscrew it, the valve shuts and allows you to release the valve, release the bottle, remove the bottle while the air has got air in it. So that's the valve. We'll have a quick more look at the valve in a minute. The fittings is a Foster fitting. It's a nipple on here, and also comes with a coupling with the kit. So all these fittings are supplied by Best Fitting, a British company that supplies diving stuff. So we've got a 250 bar gauge, and that's basically your kit. Here we have the valve. The valve's all stainless steel. As I said, it's also, why I recommend that we're using this valve is because the kit comes with a spanner, and this particular spanner has been laser jet cut. It's only made of stainless, but it's been laser jet cut to fit this particular valve, and so it's just there if you want to. It helps you remove it if the O-ring dries or for any reason. It's not there to tighten up because you should never need it to tighten it up, but it's just there if you need to get it out. So the valve's the spanner's a certain distance so it doesn't scratch your adapter or anything. So you get a spanner in the kit and also a valve. Here is the Best Fittings coupling. There's two types. There's an NPT and a BSP. The problem is I don't know. There's two different type of hoses, and if you don't know off the top of your head, it's hard. So I'll send out both on an honesty policy that, you know, hopefully you'll return one to me, but we'll see. We'll leave that to the future. But as I said, it's a ball joint, ball type fitting. So in other words, it's got a cylindrical groove in there. It's got a sort of a spherical brass fitting. So this side so it mates up, and you push, rather than it screws all the way up against that, actually the two faces mate. So you'll look on side so that you should never screw it all the way up tight up against this face. It should actually seal on here. So also there is a screw in there that is a restrictor. The actual thing comes with its own instructions, so I'll leave it up to you whether you want to use a restrictor or not. But that's your fitting. That's the fill coupling. Also in the kit now you get these are two spacers, just in case. I've had majority of the stocks fit nicely, but just in case, to make it all nice rock solid, there's a little plastic spacer, just in case, because each block's different. Some's drilled out more than the others and tapped. So then we have these 5 air rings are designed for this part of the valve. That's when you that's just help seal it against the adapter. So if you unscrew it and you pop a valve, or if it leaks from there, there's some spare O-rings there. The larger ones here are for this side of the valve to help screw into the bottle. These two O-rings are for inside, for the body of the adapter. If you push that out, there's 2 O-rings in there. So that's replacement for there for any reason if they leak. Then you have 2 dowdy washers. The dowdy washers are for underneath these 2 fittings, just in case they leak. If for any reason it leaks, these are only spares. Now these 2 little bad boys are for the inlet, for your bottle inlet valve. So I'll show you where those 2 go. Recommend changing them before you fit the adapter. Now these 2 little bad boys, one's a spare. But one of these are a allocating pin, which I'll show you goes into the back of the adapter. Like there is a space for it there, but they actually fit into the block, and I will show you where. So alright, so ready to fit it now. You will need a 8mm Allen key, a 4mm Allen key, and a 1.5mm Allen key. The 4mm Allen key you'll need in video 3, so you won't need it yet, but we'll, you know, it's just there for if you watch all the 3 videos and you'll understand what it is. Okay, so let's now we're ready to change. First thing we do is unscrew our silencer. So HW100s have got a massive thread compared to some barrels, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, now we remove the fill probe, slide off the barrel band, unscrew this, unscrew the cylinder, easy as that. Okay, now the little one I was talking about, those 2 little O-rings, the spares are for in there. I try to use, I use myself personally, use my wife's stitching unpicker, but you've got to be very careful just not to, because if you cut a groove into any of that there, into any of the brass, you'll have to replace it. But touch wood, and out of the numerous ones I've done, I've never had a problem yet. So okay, so first thing we do now is we get our adapter ready. We want to push it out just so the O-ring has just popped out. That's all. It's very easy to do, slides out ever so easy, but just come out just so that we can just see that O-ring there. So we put him back down for a second. Then we get our pin. This is our allocating pin. So down here is a little hole. So that little hole there, that's just going to fit our pin in. All this pin does is just to stop the thing, stop it rotating. So it's not really there to do anything, just there to stop while you tighten it up. Just a locating screw really. So then all we do is we push that on. We get our 8mm Allen key and just tighten him up. Okay, should be very easy to screw on. There's a few threads in there, so it's going to take a little bit, especially because you can't go all the way around. Myself personally, I've got longer Allen keys and I've done this a few times, but take your time, make sure it should all go in nice and smooth. You shouldn't feel any grinding or anything like that. If it feels tight, too tight to go in, then just stop, pull out, make sure you're not doing anything to the threads. Okay, you'll get to about this stage where there's a little bit out and then it gets a bit tight. That's because you've hit the O-rings now, so you nip him up. So all he has got to be firm. That's it. That's it, nip him up. That's it, and that's how you fit the body of the adapter. So that part there is all done. Simple as that. Okay, next is our valve. So what I like to do, in your thing you've got a little bit of Mollycott 33, which is just a little bit of O-ring lube. So I like to get a little bit on my fingers. Put on this big O-ring. Get a little bit of rub around on my fingers. Okay, just use that, make sure there's no burrs and that on your thread. Alright, then we get our bottle. And it should be finger tight. Just to start, just should screw in easily by fingers. Okay, so I've started to get tight. That's because I've hit the O-ring. Now I get my spanner, my special spanner for the valve, or if you don't have the special spanner, or you could use a 21mm spanner, I think. Anyway, use a special spanner because that's what they're there for. Now I've only got this gripped in my hands, and now I just tighten it as hard as I can. Not as hard as I can, but nip it up. That's what you got to do. That's it, just nip it up. It doesn't have to swing off it, you don't have to hold in a vice or anything like that. Although the bottle and the actual thing have both got torque ratings, with my research and my own personal experiences with it, you don't need to set it to them settings. The consensus, and everyone I asked as well, all through the rapid people, forums and just general consensus is you only need to nip them up hand tight, mainly because that O-ring that sits in there, once you get that amount of volume pushing on that O-ring, there's going to be more force on that than what there is on the force in front of it. So it's going to unscrew the front before it'll unscrew the valve. So that's what we do, because the valve's rebuildable, and that way once you drop the air out you can just unscrew it, move it. So now we have that, our valve's in our bottle, a little bit more mollycott. Okay, on this O-ring, a little bit on the thread. As I said, then we just screw it in. That's it. You find once it gets close to there, it's not too bad. When we only ever put it on, all you have to do is just hand tight. So as soon as that goes up, you don't need to scratch the fascia or anything, because same again, that once that's up tight, and then you're going to get up to a 100 bar plus, up to 200 bar on that O-ring just here. You're not. It's very hard to move, so it's not going to unscrew. It's going to seal nice. So all it is just nip it up like that, and that's how we fit our adapter in our buddy bottle. So that's all it is in this video. Next video shows you how to set the push pin. Okay, thanks for watching.